Welcome back to another episode of Toy Tuesdays with Talent. And this episode, we're carrying on with X-Men 97 Wave 2. In this episode, we're covering the Goblin Queen. Let's get into it.
Cerebro activate.
Cerebro online.
Pull up file Goblin Queen X-Men 97 2024.
Accessing file. Goblin Queen, Madelyne Jennifer Pryor. First appearance, Uncanny X-Men number 168, April 1983. Created by Chris Claremont, Paul Smith.
The Goblin Queen, aka Madelyne Pryor, is the clone of Jean Grey. In the comics, there are whole storylines that show how she became the Queen of Limbo, but in the 97 episodes, they jump right into it. Her episode was the creepiest one by far and might as well have been a Halloween episode. She ends up preying on the X-Men's worst fears, summoning demons and illusions. This is yet another character, if I'm not mistaken, getting the first ever Legends treatment. Cerebro, please pull up the action figure.
Goblin Queen, X-Men 97 Wave 2, released in 2024. Retail price, $24.99. Aftermarket price, high, $43. Low, $18.50. Accessories, 2 alternate hands, 2 power effects. Baby Nathan.
I have mixed feelings about this figure. In one sense, she comes with several accessories, which is a good thing. Still, I would have liked an alternate head, but it is a decent offering. The figure itself is pretty enough to look at. The sculpt reminds me a lot of the older female figures. Although she does have double jointed elbows and knees, she also has those unfortunate high heels which make most female figures with those types of shoes impossible to stand. Luckily, I 3D print peg stands, so I don't have any trouble displaying her standing. As of right now, this is an easy figure to get relatively cheap if you need a Goblin Queen, so I'm gonna say this is an easy pickup. My favorite moment with her in 97 was when she went head to head with Magneto and honestly made quick work of him. As Magneto pulls metal from the window frames to use as weapons, he's forced to use them as shields because Maddie telekinetically launches a hail of broken glass at him. She makes the point that although he controls metal, she controls all forms of matter through telekinesis. Speaking of her powers, let's look into it.
Powers and abilities. Telekinesis, Psychic Energy Blast, Psychic Siphoning, Force Field Projection, Teleportation, Reality Warping, Telepathy, Telepathic Camouflage, Telepathic Illusions, Memory Alteration, Telepathic Shield, Astral Projection, Mental Paralysis, Mindling, Sorcery, Evocation, Regeneration.
Madelyne is laced with powers and abilities. Although she does share similar abilities to Jean Grey, as the Goblin Queen, she has a different set of abilities. She has all the same telekinetic and telepathic abilities as Jean, and she has the memories of being the Phoenix, but she never actually was, so she doesn't have any of the abilities of the Phoenix. After becoming the Goblin Queen, she gained magical abilities or sorcery. She was taught this sorcery by Ilyana Rasputin, also known as Magic, as well as being granted demonic augmentation from a bargain with the demon Sim. She can cast a wide variety of simple and complex spells. She can heal wounds, locate spirits interdimensionally, and work in conjunction with technology to restore life to long dead people. She can also summon various goblins, demons, or other entities. Let's take a look at her stats. Cerebro, please pull up the power grid.
Accessing power grid. Analyzing subject.
As always, you can check out these power grids either on the Marvel Metal cards or at marvel.fandom.com. First up, as always, is Strength. She's at a 2, normal human. Although she could probably cast a spell to make herself stronger, at a base level, she has normal human strength. Let's move on to Intelligence. She's at a 4, world chess champion. And of course she's as smart as her clone Jean, no explanation needed. She's put that keen intelligence to use, being the Queen of Limbo. It makes her an exceptional sorceress. Next up, Speed. She's at a 3, athletic. Again, being the clone of Jean, she has all the same genetics, making her a very athletic woman. Okay, moving on to fighting ability. She's at a 4, heavyweight champ. Not much to say considering she is nearly identical to Jean. Both of these women have the training of a seasoned X-Man. Okay, on to stamina. Again at a 4, world record marathon runner. She's gonna need that stamina now that she's running with the devil. Next up is agility, another 4, Olympic gold medalist. We get to see lots of examples of her agility in X-Men 97 when she's full Goblin Queen, facing off against Magneto, Cyclops, Bishop, and Morph. And finally, the last category, energy blast. Her energy projection is at a 5, vision, atomic. Those telekinetic blasts are devastating. Combine that with her power over sorcery, one would do well to beware of the Goblin Queen. Looking at her stats overall, the fact that she is a clone of Jean Grey makes her devastating as is. Then you add in the magical sorcery abilities, the Goblin Queen is most definitely a deadly foe. It's unlikely we'll see her again in 97 after what happened at Genosha, but like the comics, you never know. Let me know in the comments, would you guys like to see her again? She was a very interesting character in my opinion and definitely added a lot to the relationship of Cyclops and Jean. Very complicated stuff. Speaking of X-Men 97, Cerebro, let them know.
Be sure to check out X-Men 97 Reactions with Talent. Don't forget to subscribe.
If you haven't had a chance to check out X-Men 97 Reactions with Talent, please do. And if you could click the like button and subscribe to the channel, I would greatly appreciate it. Every like, comment, and share helps the channel to grow, and it's greatly appreciated. That's all for this week. I'm Talent, reminding you, keep collecting, and until next time, Excelsior!